everyone. All right, excellent, excellent. So, welcome everyone. Happy Monday. I'm so excited everyone got a chance to join on this webinar. I am your host tonight. My name is Nakai Lewis, founder at American Dreamers, right? So, today is a special Monday because I had such an amazing week, but one of those Mondays happen when Mondays happen, right? That's a joke. But so I'm going to share my screen. Give me 1 second here. And I'm gonna get started in a couple things, and then we're gonna take it from there. Un momento. Okay, share here. Okay. All right, everyone should see my screen. They should hear me okay. If for any reason, you just type in the chat for me. All right, so welcome to the American Dreamers Trust and Wills Financial Club webinar. And I'm so excited that you guys took the time out of your busy Monday to at least spend a little bit of time to see what we have to offer and also what you can learn about family and legacy. So I'm gonna go over a couple things today. Well, first and foremost, who am I, right? So my name is Nakai Lewis, again, president and founder. I am the owner of a groundbreaking platform, membership platform, which is a financial platform, and just basically to help educate more individuals and getting the job done, right? A lot of times in our life, like, we say like, oh, we're gonna get this done, we're gonna get that done. But I want to make it easier for people in our community to not only live the life of their dreams, be financially free, but most importantly, creating a legacy, right? So that we could be able to push this on to our families, being able to build wealth, pass down wealth, generation to generation to generation to generation, because this is really haven't been done before in our history as it should have been, right? It's always someone else not being able to really sharing the information. So now it's about how do we share the wealth of information and knowledge and kind of removing those barriers. Okay. So a little bit about me and why I started American Dreamers, right? So this is my aunt here who she passed in 2021, but I started American Dreamers because she did not have a when she was sick, she was in a wheelchair, and she was on dialysis. She died at the age of 50, right? But I was so fortunate to be able to take care of her for the last 2 years of her life, and I made her life the happiest, and I'm so excited. And with that, she had the biggest dreams and visions, right? But one of the things that we didn't really understand back then is making sure or knowing exactly like what is a will, how is that set up, or what is a trust, or just even just having insurance, right? Because I'm also a licensed insurance agent in several states here in the USA. And one of those things was, she didn't have anything set up. So when it was time for her, when it came to the hospital and certain documents and making those last minute decisions, we weren't able to do that, right? So other family members stepped in who she didn't want to really have those decisions, and it became like a battle. And this is something I was never taught about. This is something that I'm now, like, I was just learning. It was so overwhelming, especially the moment you're dealing with grief, you're dealing with pain. It's a lot of things going on during COVID. It was a mess, right? So I wanted to really learn, and that's why I became an insurance agent, because not only I wanted to help more families like myself, but making sure that no one else gets put in that position when it comes to life, right? We want to make sure that when it comes to life, that we are all prepared. Also, my uncle, you may have seen him from The Wire. He also passed the same year, so he actually died the same year. And he also did not have his stuff set up. So after I got my license and I get everything set up, I was trying to meet with him to get these things. And of course, people are always so busy. Yeah, 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 I'll do it later, do it later, do it later. And that became a do it never, right? So we don't want to become the do it never families. We want to be the families that are proactive. And this is my goal here with American Dreamers. Okay. So what are the basic stats, right? So most Americans don't even know where their parents keep their estate planning documents. We're talking about 52%, right? So if you were to know exactly where your mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, right, whoever that you're, helping in charge of the estate, do you even know where your estate planning documents? Like, would you even know where to find that? And then 34% of most Americans, they've never even discussed this. Like, so people think, oh my God, it's so dreary. Yes, we know that. But when you're talking about life and living, this is some things that you always want to have those conversations. And then 32% of Americans have a will, right? This is a really staggering statistic, right? And you'll see a couple other staggering statistics too when it comes to Black Americans that have wills and Hispanic and where the white Americans fall when it comes to all of these numbers. Okay. So when it comes to, creating a legacy without a plan, these are also just to give you some highlight and some high level numbers of people who all died with estates who did not have a will. They did not have an estate plan, right? And it's just part of what I'm going to be doing as part of also, the legacy I'm leaving with American Dreamers is that I don't want none of these individuals to ever be, forgotten when it comes to how they died, and not only that, but the fact that all of their assets are just in the wind. It's to whoever, right? They never really got it to really, sit. They were too busy with life that they never actually got a chance to plan, right? Because it's always, oh no, I'll do it. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. But then it's always the do it never, right? And again, this is just a small disclaimer, American Dreamers, we're a financial consulting firm. We help consult individuals when it comes to, on the insurance side. I'm a wills and trust advocate, right? And we'll talk a little bit more about that. So I'm not an estate planning attorney. This is not a different, way for you to get around the lawyers and all that great stuff, but it's a good way for you to also get access to lawyers at a more affordable way and also getting this done. Because at the end of the day, I'm here to help the people, right? I'm trying to break the barriers and really get this done in a way that it's going to really help the American families to live the legacy of their dreams. Here's also some other people who died, right? A legacy without a estate plan. We got Steve McNair, Aretha Franklin, Amy Winehouse, Princess Diana, James Brown. So the reason I also show you that this is that, estate planning has no bounds. It doesn't matter how rich you are, how poor you are, whatever the spectrum that you feel that you are, it doesn't matter, right? It's not about it's having the access to time and knowledge. So that's what this is all about, is being able to share time and knowledge with you guys, right? So who needs estate planning, right? So there's a couple common misconceptions, right? Oh, estate planning is something I'm going to do in the future. No, it's actually something that you want to start putting your estate planning in place, right? Again, 72% of most Americans don't even have an up-to-date will, right? They may have done it like, a couple years back. They're like, oh no, it's fine, it's okay. But hey, things change. Stuff are, different things are improving. So you want to make sure that you're able to go in there and update this year after year and check. Your life happens. You have new family members. You may, have new children, grandchildren. You don't want to forget anyone, right? So we want to make sure that we're able to update and keep this thing updated as well. Another couple misconceptions, right, is that only people with wealth and our valuable possessions need an estate plan. And this is not true, right? I think if you know what your most important asset is, and you guys can put that in the chat, but you can think about it. We know there's one important asset, and that's you, okay? You're the important asset. So as long as we have you, you should have an estate plan. And the way to do that is, again, I want to be able to make sure that everyone has a peace of mind and make this simple, easy, and effective, and get rid of all the misconceptions, right? Oh, estate plan is depressing, it's stressful, and it's anxiety. Yes, it is. But guess what? American Dreamers, I will do it with a smile and I will help you plan. Because my goal is to make sure that you don't want to feel that pain that I felt, because that is something that is just inconceivable. And life should be more simpler when it comes to planning, especially for family members who care about you, right? So I want you guys to be a part of the 20 Americans, right? That's ahead of the games by starting your plan, making sure your loved ones understand what you have. Don't leave anything to chance. So I've teamed up with wealth.com. And American Dreamers has its own platform through wealth.com, which is basically estate planning is for everyone. It's created by experts. It's approved by Goldman Sachs, Google, Accenture, and a couple other products, SoFi. It's legal in all 50 states, state approved documents. And we're going to go through that today so you'll have an opportunity to see that, right? Here's another couple of the basic terms, okay, that you should understand, right? So probate, So this is a process where a judge again reviews your will, gives your executor permission to distribute your assets. Typically, the court charges a fee for this process and it becomes your public record. So, when items or certain things, and again, goes through probate, that's pretty much what that means, right? And assets is again your stuff, right? So it's that fur coat, it's that beautiful dresser you have, it's those diamonds, honey, it's those pearls, right? Those are your beautiful assets, the houses, the cars, right? These are all the things that are part of your estate planning, okay? And when it comes to, understanding like your beneficiaries and how, your executors, there's just different people are doing different things. So there's just different terms that you need to know. And I think every American should know these terms. That's why I'm sharing this. It's like basic terms. I want to just demystify it so at least we understand the basics. When it comes to your trustee, right? It's simple like an executor, but a trustee is a person, right? That is basically the one who's going to be the trustee name and responsible for managing everything maybe that's held in the trust, right? So we want that trust person, right? Trustee, trust person. Very simple. Okay. Then you have your last will and testament, commonly referred to as a will. And this is the legal document that names your executor and communicates your final wishes regarding your assets and beneficiaries. Then you have your financial power of attorney, right? So this gives your person your choice to basically conduct financial transactions. One thing is that my aunt didn't have that for me to conduct her financial transactions, even though she wanted me to do it, but then other family members step in to do it, and then it becomes confusing, and when you're in the hospital and you're hooked up to tubes and all this kind of stuff. Everyone comes in with these false paperwork. So it's very important that you set these things up and you make sure that you have that trusty person ready, prepped, and prepared because it's all about protecting the legacy. Okay. There's also the Advanced Healthcare Directive, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to click through each of the little boxes. We're going to go through that tonight. That's going to be part of the dashboard, and I will show you in a moment. And so basically, the Advanced Healthcare Directive is if you're incapacitated, meaning you cannot speak. It doesn't matter for me what age you are. For this specific document, is you have children, and you want to be able to make sure that your wishes or anything is properly noted. You want to make sure that you have this document ready and in hand, right? And it always should be freshly done every year. Then you have your revocable trust, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And again, a revocable trust, it's going to act as a bucket. You basically fill it with your assets, right? And unlike a will, does not take an effect until you pass, and the trust is active the day it's created. And we'll talk about what the revocable trust and how you can I'll just show you through the dashboard again what I have access to to be able to share with you guys tonight, right? So awesome, right? It's exciting. It's exciting. Hope you guys are excited. So I'm gonna log in. Let me show you a little bit here, so I can let me see if I can be able to go on this side. Let me share, stop my screen, and any questions yet so far? Everyone getting everything so far? I'm gonna go in there and show you guys what the dashboard looks like. Hold on.
Nikki, it's just lovely to be with you this evening and to share this with family. I see a couple of my family members on, so I'm very excited that they're here. We have this conversation on an annual basis, and so it was very exciting to be able to have you come and present.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited, and thank you so much for being here. Okay, so I want to make sure you guys see the right screen. Okay, you guys seeing the Hello Nakai screen? Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. So this is what the dashboard looks like, right?
Wait,
So,
I'm sorry. I'm seeing the wealth one. Welcome back to wealth.
oh, 1 second. And let me put this one. All right. You're seeing it now?
Yes.
All right. So this is the dashboard here through Wealth, right? So the good thing is, see, what I wanted to be able to really is make this really simple for people, right? Which is once you're a member, and we'll talk about that, you'll have access to this dashboard, right? Which will allow you to do this stuff, which is already paid through the American Dreamers Club membership. This is a paid platform that I've already paid for that's ongoing. and it's for benefit for the members, okay? So let me explain to you what this looks like and how this works. So first and foremost, you have what we call the estate value that you can add here, right? So you can literally go here, move this out the way. You can do something like a manual entry, right? So we're gonna just do a sample, right? So let's say we're going to add my, let's say we're gonna add, I'm gonna give my Mercedes Benz, right? I don't have a Mercedes Benz, but just for sample, right? So let's see, we're gonna do in a Mercedes Benz, right? And let's see, it's worth about 50,000. I'm gonna put that on here, right? And then we're gonna add, let's see, I'm the owner here. We're gonna add that, boom, boom, boom. You can add any description and just add estate, add asset here, sorry. 1 second, boom. So we got my Mercedes Benz, right? Then we're gonna put, because I wanna show you guys how simple this can be. We're gonna say 115 Love Lane, right? We got a duplex, right? We're gonna give this duplex, let's say here. Oh, I could do it here. Like this. Right, let's say this is where, oh, it's New York, so let's see, $1 million. I purchased it back in 2013. Boom, boom, boom. I'm the owner. Okay, boom. All right. Click that, add asset. Right, just add for the sample. And let me do one more thing. And let's say, I got my policy, and I have my insurance policy. Okay, right here, see this life insurance. So you see all the things you can add. So checking account, savings, HSA, cash, brokerage, right? Equity, these are all part of your estate. 401k plans, your vehicle, your personal assets, right? Your life insurance, all of that. You can add all of that together and it'll put what's really the asset in minus like what is the liabilities. Let's say I got a $2 million plan here. Okay. And you can have this as of a beneficiary designation. You can add your beneficiary there. But not for this example. We're not going to do that. And add asset there. Okay. So as you're adding stuff, it's going to tell you and it's going to recommend, well, maybe I should consider revocable life trust. Maybe, and again, this is already pre-approved things. It's already going to explain what you can, could possibly do, and the different type of benefits. But right now through Wealth, we have the revocable trust. Or revocable means, and it's very simple, that you can make changes. Irrevocable, you can't make changes, right? So I'm saying, well, maybe you might want to consider it. So that's something that they're coming out with. But right now we have the revocable one, which I think the one to make changes, unless, again, everyone's situation is different. You can always speak to the lawyers in the dashboard. Okay, so I'm just showing you what this looks like. So right now, my total estate is about 3 million, right? My net worth is about 1 million. Okay. So I have my real estate, I've got my car, right? And I got my policy, right? 1 second, with them. All right. So I've got 3 basic things, right? I have my $3 million policy and then my $1 million net worth here. So this will show you at least, as you're building, you want to keep adding this in here, which is amazing, right? You can also put in documents here. So if you have certain documents that you want to be able to save to the vault, and I'm going to show you what that looks like here, right? So you have an opportunity for the overview. So you have the estate planning documents, the asset documents, identification, family. Now, the reason why you put all these things in here is that when you're ready to designate or have that emergency person, right, you'll be able to designate that to the emergency person. Now, common question, and I'll read this here. Is my information secure when it comes to the documents? Yes, of course, all encrypted. They store basically all the data anonymously. And again, this is an approved platform through Google and Goldman Sachs, which is used by a lot of many of the financial advisors. So I got the best of the best because that's what it means, right? All right. So here we have, let me go back here. Welcome, welcome, those are joining. So I'm just going over the dashboard. You missed my amazing intro, but I'm Nakai Lewis. I'm an American Dreamers, and we're just going through the dashboard so you can see here a little bit what you have, right? Also, as part of the plan, so you get an opportunity here to do the irrevocable trust, okay? Your healthcare directive, financial power of attorney. These are the documents, and you just be able to start. Okay, 1 second. On the estate side, right, you have something like a wealth visualizer to help you understanding all your documents. So there's like a visualizer, right? So let's see the sample visualizer, if you'll be able to see that. 1 second. So basically, when you put everything together, it's going to give you an amazing report, and it's going to show up everything. It's going to have your trustees. This is what the sample looks like, right? Once all the data is kind of in there. So we'll have the example Berman Living Trust, the role of trustee, each person. It's going to break it down, right? And we'll go through a couple of these, right? Frozen genetic material, you know, who's going to be, you know, using and disposing and using that part there. 1 second. Okay, go back to that in a second. So on the asset side, let me show you each of these little tabs here. So on the asset side, this is pretty much going over what we went through, right? So we have the real estate, we have the $1 million, we have our life insurance policy, and then we have the car. So this will show a great overview of all the assets, and it gives you some ownership balance sheets. I mean, it's a really, really cool things that you get once you have all the data populated in here. But for tonight, I just wanted to show you. Let's see if I'll put it up. Let's see. There's a lot of key little great tools that you get to using here. Let me go back to this. Okay. So let's say we're going to create my trust, right? I want to be able to begin. Let's get started. Begin my trust. So it's going to ask you 6 minutes, right? So it's going to create a new trust. And this is, again, the revocable trust where you can make changes. This is not the irrevocable, which you cannot make changes. So the legal name of your new trust should not begin with the must, does, trust, for example, Joe Doe, da, 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 da. So I confirm it's going to be normally your first, last name, and of the trust to make it easier because there's a couple things you're going to be doing. But again, each person's different. And I'll talk about the other benefits within the dashboard, and we'll go over the numbers. So if you have specific questions or a little bit more complicated, you can speak to an attorney within the dashboard. But again, I just wanted to demonstrate tonight to show you at least the process for yourself. All right. So we're gonna go and click this here, right? I'm gonna create this, right? Not there. It's my legal name, right? Single. If you have children, for this, I'm going to use yes. Now select to account for any children that you may have had after creation, right? Like let's say I created it, and then maybe after I had children at that time, when I created, I didn't have children, I had children, and I would select that, but I'm not going to do that today, right? So for this, we're just going to add a child. Let's just do this way, just to do something here. Just something just to put in. All right. Then confirm. Exclude family members. Would you like to exclude any of your children or other family from receiving assets? And I know you guys look at this question like, would I like to exclude? Yes, there's some people I want to exclude. Well, you know, no, which is most common, right? Okay. All right. Do you have pets? Do you have a child with special needs? Do you have frozen genetic material? Right? Okay, so let's say like, yes, yes. Right, ready to decide who inherits your assets, continue. So that was like 6 minutes and that went pretty quick, right? Okay, so distributing assets. Let's do this one. Okay, to my children. All right, so everything's going to my child here. 100%. You can add any other individuals. Do you have specific gifts? So let's say if like I got a specific gift, right? Right. And again, we're just doing a basic one, right? Let's say I have some cash, you know, 50,000 in cash that I want to be able to give to someone. I want to be able to give that to my child, right? Or if I want to add the gift, I can add a gift here, very simple. You want to go through everything, right? It's like when you start thinking about these things and you're like, wait, you know, there's so many little things, everything from maybe like that specific sofa or like even down to the cell phone, guys. Like my family members were fighting over a cell phone by the time they were done. So you gotta list everything when it comes to this stuff. Like, do not leave anything for chance. Okay. Do you have a net worth approaching or surpassing 6 million? No, because then you'll see then it comes a sub trust, and it'll kind of guide you through again, because a lot of stuff is already proved through lawyers, so it makes it real simple, guys, real simple. All right. Do you worry that any of your children are unable to manage their finances responsible to grandchildren? So again, each family members are different depending on if you think your children or grandchildren are going to be responsible or not. You have the option here. No, they're not going to be responsible. They'll be okay. They'll be responsible. All right. Are you concerned about descendants giving away your assets outside of your family? Right. So if you want to control that, if you think that, you know, they're going to go and do stuff with it, you got that option here. So you can put yes or no, and you can be able to control that. Right. It's going to build out the documents for you. Right? Like, do you have, so think about this, right? I know like some of you may be in the cryptocurrency field or not, but if you have, you know, crypto's part of your assets. It goes in your estate plan, right? The family business. So some of us are business owners, right? This is something super important, right? We need to think about who we're going to give this away to at the end of the day. All right, so we're gonna put the family business, right? Okay, so how do you want to fund your trust? So once you sign and validate your trust, you need to actually transfer assets into your trust and make it legally effective. So you can start your trust with $20, guys. $20. Okay, so I'm gonna start it with $20. Let's do this. All right. Decision making. Let's see a little video here. Let's see.
When you make your estate plan, you will have to decide who you trust in a variety of different roles. For example, the executor, the trustee if you have a trust, a guardian for your children, somebody to take care of your pets, or somebody to make medical decisions for you. You do not have to pick the same person for each of these roles, and you should pick someone that you trust to carry out your wishes. For example, you may want to pick someone who is very responsive and communicative, and who is very good at doing paperwork for your financial matters. But that may not be the right person to take care of your kids if something were to happen to you. When you're thinking of who to pick for these roles, I would think of it in 3 broad categories. The first is financial, the second is healthcare, And the third is who takes care of the well-being of your loved ones. The first category, financial, this is your executor, trustee, agent on a durable power of attorney. Pick someone who's responsive, communicative, and who's comfortable making financial decisions. In the second category, healthcare, think of someone who is comfortable speaking to your medical team and who is responsive as well. In the third category, this is perhaps the hardest of them, pick someone who shares the same values and who is able to raise your children if something happens to you. It is very important to pick the right person for each role.
Very important. So lastly, decision makers. Okay. So I am the initial trustee of my revocable trust. This selection cannot be changed. You should control your assets and transfer them to the trust while you're able to manage your own affairs. Okay. Next, that's for me. All right, so if you die or otherwise unable to serve as a trustee, who should take your place, right? So here's where you could either add that other person as another person that I would trust, for example, let's say for my child, right? So, or you could put an entity, right? They even got an entity in here. So maybe it's a business, maybe it's a nonprofit, right? There's so many different options here. So let's just say, let's go with American Dreamers. Okay, let's see, New Jersey, 1 second. All right, contact, all right, so in American Dreamers, this will basically be the trustee, so this will be that company I'm gonna be setting up. I want my successor trustee to act together as co-trustees. That's if it's like it's me and the entity, right? So we're gonna confirm American Dreams. I'm putting a business as that. And initial trustee, backup, American Dreamers, right, backup. Do you want your trust to serve as executor? Yes. This is basically, do you want your trust to serve? This is, remember, we talk about executing, who's executing, right, on your behalf. So yes. Caretaker for pets, right? My child's gonna take care of my pet. Okay. For those who have pets. So your frozen genetic material, you have to know that you're frozen its genetic material, determine who'll be managing those assets, successor trustee. Okay, here it is, populating. So take a little bit. So you see how simple. See. All right. So let's see if you guys can see this part here. All right, so it's like a 36-page document here. So here it is. Kai Lewis Trust, all the documents here. It's gonna literally go through everything here, right? This is the basic documents. Everything that you guys saw me go through. Of course, you know, we go a little bit more in depth. Basically, go get it notarized. So you have to fund the trust with $20. That's the way that it actually gets like active, right? And there's a couple other steps that you have to do. And here, my last will and testament, everything is in here. It literally populates everything. You got your witnesses, you go get all that notarized, boom, 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 boom. Certificate of trust, right, for the state. Here it is. And all right. So each state, this is the page I was going to, each state has a different signing instructions, right? So first, proofread, like well, this one is, for example, for New Jersey. It's going to tell me located notary, getting the trust notarized, then signing the trust, okay? And If you choose to transfer $20 to your trust, you can create it, attach the $20 to your trust, fill in the date, sign the supporting documents in this folder, right? Nomination of guardianship, assignment of trust, general assignment, storing the trust documents is going to show you exactly what you need to do. If you're transferring property, those are real estates, right? To avoid probate, so it's not costly. There's a manual part that goes with that, and there's a whole process. We're not going to go through that tonight, but I just want to at least give you the first part of what you need to do, right? They actually have the whole will part here that's included, the signing ceremony, everything is in here, storing your will, all of that amazing stuff, right? Let's see, next. Woo! Great work. So you can actually order printed copies, and it'll come in the nice wall folder. You can order it, right? And then you have sign your document according to your state specific. This little chat button here, right? This is where you can pop up. You can speak to you can start by sending a message here. If you want to be able to speak to attorneys as well, they can also connect you again. So the first 30 minutes is $200 if you have some other questions, but you can also chat here and also ask they're very helpful when it comes to just like, some basic stuff of if you're, wondering about. View the visualizer, right? So here's my estate plan report where we just created. So this is more of and this is what you'll get printed, right? So this, remember I showed you the other one? So this is the one that we actually created here with American Dreamers as my success trustee, right? There's my full trusting documents with everything here. And again, I didn't go through the steps of like doing real estate because that's another part, but this is the basic to start, right? Even if you didn't like transfer the whole real estate part into it. And again, that gets a little bit more complicated, but there is instructions on how to do what you need to do for that next step. 1 second. Let me show you guys this. So here, okay. Okay. So you can review your document, visualize your plan, order your printed copies, sign your documents, right? That didn't take too long, right? And then let's see here. Let me go back to. All right, so my goal is basically to help individuals like yourself getting this trust done. And of course, creating this and making sure that after you get those documents, we're able to find those documents. And I'll have a part for Q&A. I'm almost wrapping it up. But basically, again, 5 million Americans, my goal is to basically get the financial organizer bag, right? And the financial organizer bag, you're gonna be able to put this trust document in there. It's fireproof, waterproof. So you're gonna have your digital copy, your physical copy, right? Because we want to make sure that the trustee person has that physical so where they know where to find those documents. And again, that's one of the organizer bags. I'll show you what that looks like. So when you become a member of the American Dreamers Club, this is the bag here, right? This is basically what allow you to. So it's waterproof, fireproof, lockable, and it comes with a GPS locator because we need to be able to find these documents because we already know that things happen, people can't find things. You have all of this great here, and you'll see like the nice little tabs that I was able to put on there. Okay, so you put all the paperwork in here that's going to be organizing as a backup stuff because there's just certain things that you can digitize and you need to have the hard copies. Okay, so part of the financial organizer bag is part of what we're doing at American Dreamers as part of the financial club. My goal is 50 families creating these family trust challenge. And I just want you guys to join us in being one of these 50 families. So in order to do so, right, you guys are also, I'll also take any small Q&As, but normally through the financial club, and let me show you exactly where to go for this. Normally through the financial club, you'll be able to go to americandreamers.club and you can be able to literally click get started. And as part of what I'm doing is normally it's $8.99. It's basically going to be $3.99. So I'm taking $500 off for that, right? As part of the sign up fee, right? With coupon code holiday, and you'll see it on the website and I'll talk more about it. So that's holiday, click apply, just like that, $5 off. Financial Club with the bag. It comes with the bag, the dashboard, you get your will and trust done, right? And then year after year, it's just $100 just as your refresher, right? And just always make sure you're keeping your stuff up to date. And you'll become part of a member as the American Dreamers Financial Club. So my goal is, I'm hoping that you guys understood this amazing information, how easy it is to do this, and I want to help more individuals creating legacies and trust with American Dreamers. So, who's got some questions for me? What do you guys think?
I love the presentation. Your actual visual was up versus you showing us the screen. I didn't know if you were going through the bag separately because I didn't see you. I saw the bag as it showed on the screen, but I do love the information. How long is the discount available?
So it's only going to be for the month of December. So for the next couple days till January 1st.
January 1st.
Yes.
Okay. That's my number one question for now. Also, I do have a second question. How many trusts can you set up? I know most people would say I only need one, but sometimes we need more. How many can you set up with one membership?
That's a good question. So each trust, right, basically comes with, so I maybe give you access through the dashboard with your individual ID that you'll be able to create with your name. Now, there's different trusts within this dashboard. They have a lot of different options. And again, maybe you need something a little bit more, like there's sub trust. It gets really crazy with a couple other options. So they have a nice little workflow of questions that can help you. I would also recommend, again, like, you can speak to the attorney for the access fee. It's like $200 for 30 minutes. Or if you want, I have an attorney here that's a partnership with American Dreamers, who's a great Black, woman, estate planning attorney. She's a little bit more pricey, but she will answer some basic questions, like she'll do a consulting fee. So if it's something specific in that would be my recommendation, so that you set up everything properly, right? But if you're just doing basic, I just want to at least show everyone what the basics of the trust could look like and how simple that could be to set up.
Second question.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take over everything, and obviously there are more people who have other questions.
Everyone else has questions.
So the basic membership, so we have access to the basic will trust document dashboard thing. If you have a more complicated situation, beyond the attorney fees, are there additional costs to get the sub trust documents?
No. So anything that you're dealing, that if you're using a dashboard, you can create, that's part of the membership fee. So you'll be able to create that trust there. So it's only literally one trust through each account. So if you're going to need something additional, then you have to create another account, right? So it's just per account.
Okay, that answers my question.
Yeah.
I'll yield the floor to others.
Say that again.
I'm taking myself off and putting myself on mute so others may ask questions.
Oh, okay. No, it's okay. And thank you everyone else that was joining. Hi, Madeline, Patrick, and Trevor, I think. Nice for you guys to join us. Did anyone?
Okay,
Yes.
I don't know if this is a question to ask like somebody, an attorney or this, but like for my son, I have his stem cells and I guess that would be kind of that frozen genetics maybe.
Mhm.
But you have to pay like a payment plan for it, right? So would that be something that you would include in your trust? I know you said something about cell phone, but this seems like something like those little details kind of get lost. Is that something you would put in your trust?
Yes, exactly. So right where I click that frozen genetic material button, then you put like that details in there and go more intricate in there with that,
Got it.
and then who would be in charge of that. Yeah,
And with that would come out of the trust, right? Or is that, yeah, okay. That
yeah,
makes
that part is definitely going in there. That I know. That much I
sense.
you know. Um, Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, guys, this the whole purpose of this is that for many years, like our people have not had the opportunity for us to really set up trust. It's always like there's always some blockage, or the information is hidden and no one wants to like. And you see all these videos on YouTube and Instagram, and oh, trust this, trust that, da, 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 da. But as you can see, I just did it right in front of you, right? So we set it up on this call. Literally, I'm able to print it out, go get my trust funded, right? Put the assets. It's literally, and then through the real estate side, it's a whole guide, right? So it'll show you how you got to go rename the property into the trust, and there's a couple steps that you got to do. But then like there's different like then people try to get on like doing little tax things, and there's a whole lot of things, right? But if you take your time, it's all about education, and that's what I'm here for, right? So I'm a wills and trust advocate. I'm an educator. I'm a licensed insurance agent. I'm here to make sure that we've got policies to put in this trust, that you have money that you can be able to pass on, plus making sure all your assets from, like I said, cell phones. I go through everything. So when you also become a member, I just want to show you like a sneak preview. So this is the box. This is the new box, guys. You guys are seeing it debut first, but so we got this. Boom! It comes in nice little box, right? I mean, boom. Your legacy starts here. So when you open it, the whole goal, right? It's like you're gonna get your whole welcome packet here with all of this, your stickers, for the for the bag, right? The organizer bag, all of the stuff that you're gonna have to organize, that is just part of your estate, right? As you can see with the assets, there's so many little things, right? Things that you wouldn't even think of people want. Again, like I said, like your cell phone. So you have this, and then you have the bag, right? So this is pretty much what you have. And yeah, so just go to americandreamers.club. And again, if you have any questions, a lot of you guys know me personally, you can feel free to reach out to me. If you don't have my phone number, you can also, again, I'm welcome to connect with the family again. I know this is part of the family call here as well. If you have any questions, if you need me to put my business card back out on the screen, I can do that. And yeah, any other questions for me? I'll put my business card on the screen so you guys have it. 1 second.
Okay. Is it Nikki?
It's Nakai.
Nikai. Okay. I think you did a great job. Did you want to give a recommendation about how often, if you have folks that are middle-aged that put a plan together, how often it should be reviewed and updated?
Yeah, so every year, really, all the stuff should be every year because things change. And if you have plans existing already, if you have little stuff, you can scan it and you can put it in the dashboard, into the vault, and still go through the little steps. Right? Um, Reason being because things change, laws change, different things happen. So you want to make sure that you're on top of this. So it's just like how you go to the doctor every year. I tell people you want to make sure you have your whole financial estate plan looked at every year. You either you should be meeting with your team, your insurance agent, your estate plan, whether if you're, going to do it through a lawyer, you're going to use the dashboard, whatever it is, you just want to be able to update this and look at this every year. So that's what's basically a part of it. That's why I have the $100 a year after the $399. So instead of the $899, it's $399, and then $100 every year.
On that note, I guess what's the benefit of like doing it this way as opposed to maybe, I don't know, another route where I guess people go to like an attorney and have attorney do all the work for you? What's the difference?
So the difference is cost. I'm helping with the cost barrier.
Obviously, yeah, that too, but
So the estate planning cost is like 2 to 4 grand, 2 to 5, right? So that's what, stops our people from doing it. Like, oh, it's so costly. It's this, it's that, it's this, it's that, right? So that's one. Two, we're using technology, being updated. You guys are also going to be part of definitely a platform that's growing and allow you an opportunity when it comes to the finances for you to build and do this correctly. In addition, they're always updating. Like, this platform does not play. So that's why I have Wealth as a very amazing partner to bring this to the people, because I want to make it simple, right? Is that they have like a few AI things that they're getting in there that's going to help you read these documents even faster, upload it, because a lot of these older, the folks have stuff like older documents. So it's like updating that, putting it into the system. Then you could speak to the estate planning attorney for $200 for 30 minutes, which is amazing. And then if you want to keep that attorney, you can. You just have to pay their fees, right? So at least you'll come with a little bit of benefits when it comes to the cost, for sure, because that's the main thing. And then if you have something more intricate that you want to build, I do, like I said, I have a partnership with a great estate planning attorney here in Jersey, New York area. If not, we can get you access to a estate planning attorney within the dashboard, and just being able to, it's just that ease and touch of plan. All right.
got it.
All right. Well, guys, it's 8 o'clock. I'm not here to take up too much of your time, but I do mind your time. And I thank you so much for sharing this amazing time with me and learning all about trust, wills, legacy, dreams, the American dream. And I hope I can get to be a part of your American dream. I hope that, you guys become a member that comes to the American Dreamers Financial Club, and seeing you guys as a member and being able to help you pass on your wealth and creating generational wealth from here on out. So thank you so much for joining me on this webinar. And I feel really, really confident that I will be talking to you all very soon.